a message for my people.
Nick Dais, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep, sticking it to him. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me
Yes, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Veterans Minimum, the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet. I'm your host, Nick Dais, at Nick Dais 10. You can find me. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. We got the TikTok back.
Yes, we did. It's funny how they do this, Nick. They hit us with, your account has been permanently banned. You have broken the rules too many times. I go and make a new Veterans Minimum TikTok account, which, by the way, still go follow that one, just in case this inevitably happens in the next week and a half. So yeah, I mean, the reason why we hype this up, because I feel like our listeners are probably like, bro, like, why is the TikTok so talked about? You have to look at the comments on TikTok because it is by far our wildest engagement. And if you aren't doing it and you aren't following it, you need to go follow it. Yeah, but I'm so glad that we got it back. I don't understand how. They said we were done.
I know. That like ruined my day. When you told me that, it ruined my day. I was just like, I told you, I was like, yo, it is what it is. Like, whatever. We'll just make a new one. I was hot. I was like, yo, what the fuck, dude? I'm on social media apps all the time. My screen time is north of 7.5, 8 hours a day. I tell people that I do content for a living and my screen time is that much. And everyone is like, oh, well, you do it for work. I'm scrolling way more than I should. I'll be honest with you, right? Yeah. I'm pretty transparent always. But I see fucking drones blowing up people getting stabbed on the 7 train in New York City, dudes getting knocked out flatline, hitting the side of the curb. That's okay. I tell you, hey, you should go bet this because I did. Banned. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No, bro, they don't have it figured out yet.
Oh,
and if I was
goodness.
TikTok too and I was making billions of dollars and I didn't have a grasp of the gambling community yet, because right now what they need to be doing, and TikTok, I mean, just hear me out, okay? You guys are one update away from adding a fucking slot machine feature that you can play while you're watching Reels. Once you got that figured out and you get it approved and you're stealing everybody's money like the rest of these casinos do, you'll realize that gambling content is awesome. We're marketing for the future business you will be in. TikTok will have a gambling feature in some capacity.
Yeah.
I am almost positive of it in the next 5 years.
And how about this one? You ready for this?
Yeah.
All the sports books have TikToks. So like, what the fuck, man?
This is like, they're treating us like dispensaries. You know, like dispensaries, they struggle to market because they can't make commercials, right? So like they have to rely on people creating social media content to get their name or to get their name out there, but they're smoking weed and that gets banned. This is gambling. And I just don't get, people play table games where the swings are hundreds of thousands of dollars. The dopamine rush that you can get from watching somebody, not your money, but you're just playing, vicariously through them.
That's a good word.
Bro, it gets me going watching those reels. And that's why I sit there and I watch 8 minutes of a dude playing, hands of blackjacks and fucking splitting 14 times.
Yeah. Bro, we just grabbed dinner with Ross's boss. Shouts to Ross, friend of the podcast.
Yep.
And all his content is like that. And it was cool to talk to him over the weekend when we went to Carbone with him.
Yep.
And we were like, yo, do you run into these issues? And he was like, nah, not really, but other people in the space do. And then, what's cool is we have a really good social media manager to my left.
Yep.
And the same video that goes up on Instagram goes up on TikTok. And I was like, what the fuck did I say that got it banned? And then, of course, I read the fine print after the fact. And it was like, you're not allowed to encourage gambling.
Yeah.
So me saying, hey, go and put this bet, it's encouraging. But now we learned. We live and we learned. We got the TikTok back, so make sure you're following us on TikTok as well. George, I got you something.
You got me something?
Well, actually, I just lied.
Dude,
I'm supposed to hand you something from Katie, the sports betting queen. She got you a bottle of tequila.
Katie, thank you.
I've had it in the car for about a month. But,
I was about to say, it's warm. This is warm, bro.
It's like 118 outside.
I gotta chill
It's
this.
been in there for a while, and then
like it.
It's
Inhale, sip, exhale.
I got you something else too. This is from one of my buddies at the gym.
Alpha One.
Alpha One.
Hey, that's what's on your shirt right now.
Yeah, man.
It's a sick shirt. The front is
the back is crazy. Paul.
Front low key.
Yeah. That shit is nuts.
Bro, if I was at a concert and I saw that and I was off the shits,
yeah,
I saw the back of your shirt, I'd be like
tripping.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Seriously.
I seen it and immediately I was like, yo, I gotta get that shirt.
Whoa.
Shouts to Alpha One.
Bro. You know I'm wearing this out. This is a go out and get pussy shirt. Like 100%. 100%.
I was happy that I had
jeans.
I had sneakers to match with it too, which was fire. Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of like supporting people I know. I don't do discounts. All right. Like I don't do discounts. I think if you have a friend that is creating a business of some sort, I think you should pay full price. I don't got to hook up at All Saints, right? Which I would like to.
For sure. You have the entire collection.
Yeah. I think I have the same shirt in 8 different colors.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't have a hookup there. So when I go there, I got to pay full price. And that's what I like to do. Like if I take a private in jiu-jitsu, I'm like, nah, bro, let me pay you. If I wanted to take one anyway, I would have to pay it.
Right.
Same thing I say with the Patreon, with the betting picks, with anything. It's like, bro, I'd rather give the money to you to do something for me. If I was going to do it anyway, I'd rather keep it in house. I like to keep it in the family.
Yeah.
So that's how I am. So to anyone watching, if you got a friend, pay fucking full price. Stop being a cheap fuck.
It's true.
Shouts to Alpha One.
It's true. Dude, I kind of want to get hammered.
Yo, me too, dude.
We're
going out after, right? Jory, Isaiah, we gonna get some drinks after? Yeah, we're not working, This is my last day of work, bro, for like 3 weeks.
I know, it's pretty lit for you, dude.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's been a good run for the boy.
It has been. And by the way, I think this is perfect. Maybe I do bust this open for this. Congratulations on the new deal with Revolt TV. You son of a bitch from Queens. You did it, dude. You busted your ass. You put yourself in the right room at the right time. Working for Cameron is like truly changed your life. And that's a huge deal. How do you feel about it, dude?
Truthfully, I don't want to cry, but it's like that.
No, I mean,
it's very nice. It's been dope, man. It's been dope. It's allowed me to do a lot of things. I've always told you this, and even Saturday night, Ross told me something really cool. He's like, I've noticed every time you talk, you say we. And I was like, yeah, man, everything I want to do is not for me, but I have to do these things for me to be able to take care of the things I really want to take care of.
Yep.
So like, it's helped this show a lot. It's helped my personal life, professionally. Now, like my value has gone through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
One step closer to winning an Emmy. And yeah, if I win an Emmy, do you know how unbearable I'm going to be? I'm already pretty unbearable. I get it. I'm self-aware. I understand.
No,
but if I have to be like, joining us today is Nick Dais. No. Emmy Award winner, Nick Dais. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those.
Update the Wikipedia.
But it's been cool, man. Like just being able to have someone like really believe in you is like super validating. Mm-hmm. I look back at some of my old posts, and it's cool to like one of my buddies told me this, and it was pretty awesome. He was like, "Yo, you know how like you watch documentaries or like inspirational videos of people being like, yo, I saw this and I knew this was all that shit." He's like, yo, you're doing that. I was like, man, I never really thought of it that way. And to be able to be living that is dope. And yo, this is all because of you fucks. Every single person that has ever supported this show, no matter how many people listen to the show, no matter how many people consume the content, it's what I've told everyone. When I've spoke to people that come into the studio that do content, when I speak to people that have big platforms, I'm like, hey, listen, don't neglect your audience. right? If 1,000 people are consuming your content, I've built my career off 1,000 people listening to my show from when I was in New York. Now more people are listening, which is nice, but I'm saying like, yo, don't ignore those people. Like, sure, do we all want hundreds of thousands and millions of listeners? Yeah, bro, of course. Numbers don't lie. That's what we all want. That's what we're all chasing. But that little group, you create a community, you create people that really support your shit. And then from there, the sky's the limit. So I've always wanted from day one just to be able to create content. And now I've been able to. And like, I can help my parents in a way I've always knew I would be able to. But now it's like even more so. So it's been great, man. And, you know, I've told you a couple of things for us that's going to happen too, which I'm excited to announce in the future. It's been a good run.
It has been.
Yeah.
We're still running.
Yeah,
It hasn't been.
It's a
marathon,
marathon,
that sounds
bro.
like it's like,
yo, let me tell you this. Coming up on 10 years of doing content.
That's a nuts, dude. That's almost, it's a 30-year life.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So it's like, I hope people understand that. And I was posting about this. If you legitimately give 10 years to something, like I think like the average jiu-jitsu black belt takes them like 10 years, right? I think to be a doctor, it's like 8 or some shit. Super ignorant. I know. I'm just from remembering. It's like, yo, you give something 10 years. If you're not successful in it, it's probably not meant to be.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like, yo, really give 10 years, bro. Not like here and there. And, you know, I got a friend that does jujitsu for 8 years. He's probably done 70 classes in his life. Right? You're not really doing jujitsu.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, yo, if you can give yourself 10 years, I think you could be successful in something.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like, yo, I've been doing this shit for a long ass time. And my number one rule, bro, it has to be fun. And it's still fun. And now there's money coming in. So it's like, it's even funner.
Yeah. It's always been fun.
Yeah.
There's never been a day where I'm working in content that I have felt like this is the worst thing in the world. I'm bogged down. I'm tired. Like even on those tired days where you're pulling 12, 14-hour shifts, you're still clicking a button and watching people on camera, you know, and podcasting's weird.
Yeah.
Making movies is a whole nother aspect of this, you know, realm that we haven't necessarily dabbled in. We will get there though.
Yeah.
And so like, it's just going to continue to evolve. And yeah, the deal's huge and I'm glad you get a couple of weeks off now to celebrate, big dog.
Bro, for sure, man. And the last thing I'll tell you, what you just said now just reminded me of like what I love my group of friends. The friends that I've made here in Vegas and then also like my friends back home. Cause I need that like constant reminder of like kind of how good you have it. I know it might sound crazy, but it's just like a perspective. I'll never forget, bro. Last summer, I was on the beach in Colombia and I sent a picture of me with my toes in the sand. And I sent it to my buddies in the group chat back home. And I said, man, it feels good to relax. And my one friend was like, bro, I'm so happy for you. But being in a $7 million studio 3 hours a night with Cameron and Mace must be so taxing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I can't complain.
Of course not, dude.
I can't complain, bro. I've had to fucking flip eggs in 100-degree weather, hungover and shit, having to change my shirt because of the humidity and it sucks. On 2 hours of sleep, fucking working 6 days a week. It's like, man, kind of good. It's very good.
Bro, it's wild. You really wanted to do a food truck and like do it all over again. Like that was about to be you, dude. You're about to be like the TV show The Bear, but a food truck version.
Yeah.
Thank God certain things happen.
Oh,
you
bro,
know?
dude, like
That's crazy.
I think about the money I gave up of my own money that I saved for the food truck that I didn't even want in the first place. But like things work in mysterious ways, man. I've been able to get that money back and some. So shout out to all of you guys watching. I mean that sincerely. I'll probably never be able to repay everyone. So I hope me continuing to chase this is a way that I can validate you guys co-signing me. And to the people that don't like me, I hope you guys can find it in yourselves to be like, man, this motherfucker is an animal. Might not like him, but fucking works his ass off. And I can live with that too.
Bro, Pete Weber, pro bowler, his final interview. He's
best.
like, hey, dude, it was the greatest. He said, love me or hate me, you watched.
Yeah.
That's all you could do.
Yeah.
Bro, walked off,
Who do you
bowled a
think
strike.
you are? I am. He might be the GOAT, bro.
He really is. Cutting promos, there's nobody better.
Yeah.
And he's a bowler.
He's a bowler.
Yeah.
What a fucking savage.
He made, with the game that I bowled a 175, I watched his highlight to Metro Boomin's fucking superheroes and villains.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bowled a 175 after watching that. He gave me superpowers.
Fuck yeah, he did.
Oh my goodness. Dude, are we going to talk about last night's game?
Yeah, game 7. Game 7, highest rated NBA basketball game in the last 10 years, most watched. Do you think it had to do with it being game 7, small markets? What would you credit that to?
Oh yeah, this had only game 7 effect written all over it. And the fact that you're telling me this is the first I'm hearing of it kind of surprises me. But even I was fired up, right? So I had told Cameron, like, this is not a game in which we're coming home from the gym and the first quarter is starting. Like, I'm sitting down 15 minutes before the game, TV volume at 100, starting lineups, goosebumps. I'm fucking telling my dog about the importance of each player, just getting ready for when I have a kid. And yeah, that's what game 7s are. Like, if you are an American and you love sports, this is what you live for. And I would say everything was living up to the expectations. Fast start, superstars weren't missing, which I was completely wrong in. And I did have a parlay that hit. I took all the superstars unders. Because I was like, bro, game 7, the nerves are going to get them. These are 23-year-old people on the court. Like, this is a big moment. So I did hit on that. But at the beginning of the game, though, I was like, oh, this is fucked. Because literally every big-time player, Jalen Williams was the only one that didn't score, but Shea got a bucket. Tyrese Haliburton got multiple threes. Siakam got to the rim. I was like, oh, this is cooked, dude. And then the game became quickly mundane.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot there. I do want to mention that, what you said about game 7.
Yeah.
I think there's something to urgency where game 7, it's literally it. Like, your season is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when it's for the finals, like a game 7 in the Stanley Cup last year was super lit because Edmonton came back from 3-0 down playing Florida. And it was dope, bro, because yesterday I made no bet. I was just like, you know what, man, I can't tell. Like, my gut was telling me Thunder win by 20 or the Pacers win.
Yeah.
It was like no in between. And it was close, you know, like the Thunder ended up covering comfortably, but I really enjoyed it. And it brought me back to the time where, like, I didn't do content for a living and I had to watch things and dissect it and have to take, it was like, man, let me just enjoy this. Not rooting for a side, just watching. And it was dope, bro. Like, game 7s are so fucking ill, man. They are so dope. Even if you're not a fan of the sport, like if you're not a hockey guy and there's a game 7, to your point, you see who's really about it.
Yep.
You see who's not going to shy away from the moment. Like, dude, TJ McConnell, holy fuck. That guy, that second half, like, was keeping him in the game. I know he had a couple turnovers.
Yeah.
But he was, he scored like 10 straight points at one point. And it shows you that, like, yo, it's not too big of a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We do need to address the elephant in the room because Tyrese Haliburton getting hurt, bro, it robbed us of a classic.
I was sick. I literally was sick because you don't ever wish that upon anybody. But then the way that he had started that game, if you're just to, storybook in what would have happened quarters 2, 3, and 4, he's dropping 36 and an all-time classic in OKC if he kept on that pace. And bro, he was going unconscious. And this, it sucks because I feel like it happens. Athletes get injured when their minds are so at ease. Bro, he was pulling up from 35 fucking feet. Off of like catch and shoot, like no hesitation. He was like such in that flow state that when that happens, that's when the injuries happen. One misstep, and yeah, man, like you said, we're robbed of a classic.
When he went down, that was the first thing that came to mind. It's like, man, he was 3 or 4 from 3. To your point, just like from deep,
unconscious.
Was able to get to the cup every time. And look, there's something to it, right? Like everyone now is trying to figure out like what's happening with the Achilles. 8 guys went down this year with an Achilles. In the playoffs alone, you had 3 guys go down. I didn't even realize this until Treasure on It Is What It Is was like, they all wear number 0. So now people have a conspiracy theory of, is the number 0 cursed, right? You had Damian Lillard went down, Tatum went down, and then Haliburton going down in game 7. There's one that is not like the others. Tatum was literally indestructible. Like he was never hurt, played every night, no load management. Like guy was playing all the time, right? So that's why I think not only is he a hell of a player, he's a top 5 player in the league, coming off a championship. You were looking at him as this guy's always there, right? He goes down out of nowhere. Damian Lillard and Tyrese Haliburton had calf injuries. Now, he suffered the calf injury in game 4 or 5, but then he played in game 6 and he looked great. But it still lingers.
Yeah.
It happened to Durant. That's what I texted you yesterday. This is the same thing that happened to Durant. He comes back off the calf, tears his Achilles. I don't think the high top, low top dynamic has anything to do with it. I'm honestly, bro, chalking it up to 2 things. If you have a calf injury, don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
It's becoming something where it's leading to this, right? Because now the rest of your body has to compensate to make up for that injury. I remember when I tore my ACL, they were like, hey, man, this next year, be careful with your other knee. Because you gotta, you're not distributing your weight properly, your balance is off. If you start playing sports again, even at a low level, you might be, all right, I'm gonna start jumping off the other foot now. It's just little things like that. And obviously, like psychologically, that's a big part of it too. But this is a guy, and Tatum, who I think you need to consider. I'm not saying the schedule, because like there's a lot, like even between these games, there's 3 days in between. But I'm thinking of it, bro, as they played in the Olympics last year. All through. Like, remember, Pacers and Celtics went to the conference finals.
Yeah.
Then they go to the Olympics. And all right, Tatum, the running joke was, he didn't even play much in the Olympics. Yeah, but he's there in the practices. And those guys are all alphas.
For sure.
So if you've watched the Last Dance documentary, they were all like, oh, the practices, bro. Bird, Magic, Barkley, Malone, Stockton, Chris Mullin, all these, MJ, obviously, Pippen. It's like, that's the best basketball we've ever played because it's fucking alpha, 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 A minus, alpha, alpha, alpha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so who knows what the intensity was like that? I think that has to do with the wear and tear, bro. And I know I'm being long-winded right now. Jory and I were talking about this yesterday, how we're big soccer fans. Bro, some of these guys in Europe, they played through a Euro Cup last summer into a long-ass season. Now they're playing in this FIFA World Club Cup. The Premier League starts August 15th. This World Club Cup shit is going to end in like 4th of July week, unless you go to the final.
Right.
Then you're going back into your season, and then you got the World Cup next summer. It's like, yo, these guys are playing like 100 games in like 20 months. That ain't good also. I don't care how much treatment you get.
For sure.
And last thing on this, and I know, once again, I know I'm being long-winded here. Another thing I was talking with Jory, it sucks for Haliburton, bro, because he was in a lose-lose. Because if he was to say, just think about this. You come on SportsCenter the next day. You come on the pod, right? Let's just say us, right? Social media too. Man, I'm going to sit out game 7. My calf is really banged up. What is social media like towards Tyrese Haliburton, George?
Oh, brother. Well, you can't even go into words what social media would call him and what everybody would call him, and yeah, that's
You
it's a
quit
shit
on your
spot
team.
to be in.
You quit on your team.
Biggest
you're not
moment.
man enough.
Yep.
You shot away from the moment. How dare you thinking about the name on the back of the jersey and your health and not the name on the front of the jersey?
How much money do you make?
You're
Get on the
making,
court.
you just signed for 200 plus million. How dare you quit on your team in the biggest moment? That's what everyone was going to say if he was to be like, man, this shit is bothering me, bro. I want to sit out. So he ends up playing. Now he blows in his Achilles. And now those same people are like, well, maybe he should have sat out. Meanwhile, those same people would be the first ones to be like, how dare he? He's not a superstar. He's just an all-star. You could see it, right? So I felt so bad for him, bro. And we were talking about this with Tatum. Like, when someone falls like that, you've been watching sports for so long, I don't need a diagnosis.
Oh, we knew immediately.
And guess what? I'm not a doctor.
We knew
But
immediately.
I knew it was an Achilles.
Yeah.
You're watching the body language. You're a big body language guy, as you said many times when we were talking about like NFL and sidelines and Jimmy G and shit. You could just tell. And it sucks because now he's going to miss all of next year as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the
That's
worst
my
time.
rant.
Yeah. Worst time to have an injury. And yeah, I mean, you knew at that moment that the Pacers had an uphill battle. And if you were Steve Carlisle, is there a bit in the back of your head that after that timeout break, because I believe what happened was he went unconscious, like 3 threes in a row. He had 9 points. They go into like the 7-minute TV timeout. He comes back out and the injury happens. If Tyrese Haliburton misses a couple of shots there at the beginning, is Steve Carlisle sitting him till the second quarter because his superstar is causing him in a big spot? Like, there's all those things that play into it. But he literally did the thing that would make you not be able to take him out at all. That's the shittiest spot. I felt it's been fun, like this whole playoffs. I'll never forget the Pacers team, even though I do feel like I'll forget this Thunder team, which I know we'll talk about them here in a second.
So I'm glad you brought that up. That was going to be one of my topics.
Yeah.
By the way, it's Rick Carlisle. You
Rick
kept
Carlisle.
saying Steve.
Yeah.
Just to save you from the comments, because you
I
know how
appreciate
people,
it. No,
people
yeah.
are in the comments. It feels like with this injury, more people are going to think of the losing team as opposed to the winning team. Like, bro, I'll be honest, I'm a Giants fan. When you think of the 07 NFL season, you think of the Patriots losing. Well, and I'm a Giants fan.
Right.
One of the best days of my life. I think of the loser. That's the only other time I could remember this. And as a soccer fan, I remember the 2014 World Cup. Argentina lost it to Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So in my life, I'm 34 years old. I vividly remember sports since the 1998 World Cup. That's the first sporting event I remember watching start to finish. Zidane scoring the header against that brilliant Brazil team, a young Thierry Henry. That's why I'm an Arsenal fan, because of Thierry Henry. In my lifetime, only because you know everyone's like, no one remembers second place.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 second places I remember. The 07 Patriots before the winner, and the winner is my team. Argentina losing the World Cup in 14 to Germany. And now I think it's going to be the Pacers before I think of the Thunder. Because of this injury, because of the comebacks, as a betting guy, them being 80-1 to win the title at the beginning of the year, at the start of the playoffs being 30-1 to win the East, 60-1 to win the title, comes down to Game 7. In my lifetime, it's the only 3 times I'll remember the loser more than the winner.
Yeah. I think the most iconic moment in sports when Tyrese Haliburton's dad goes up to Giannis and waves the towel in his face. It'll never, ever happen again. And it was crappy. It's crappy. It was crappy to see him in the locker room waiting for his kids' results to come back in, even though he already knew. So, I mean, that whole thing, shit situation, the Pacers still were up at the half, which is absurd. And I think it goes to show that they're a true team. At times, I felt like we just weren't respecting their offensive pace enough. And it's exactly what got them there. And that's what was able to keep them in it. They shot the 3-ball really well in the first half. But you just knew something about the third quarter was going to just fuck everything up.
Yeah, they had a bunch of turnovers there. I think the Thunder scored 29 points off turnovers. And they're just swarming, man. And there's no let up, right? Like Caruso comes in off the bench. Wallace, obviously Dort. I think SGA is a way better defender than people give him credit for. And then that build-in was just that's a real home court advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a Knicks fan, and the Garden itself there's an aura to it, but there's a lot of transplants over there, bro. There's a lot of people from like Ohio and fucking Wyoming that work corporate in New York City. And they're like, hey, man, we got tickets to game 5 if you'd like. All right, cool. You're not really a fan. Oklahoma City don't got any other professional sports teams. And they're the best team in the league.
The one thing that Oklahoma has perfected is, or at least they do it at Oklahoma State, they have like the paddles in the end zone, right? So like the entire game, you're just hearing these fucking paddles just smacking against the wall from start to finish. OKC, they have the little clappers. Dude, I mean, you're talking about 20,000 clappers going off at the same time, plus chants. That means something. So this is a PSA to all these sports teams that are looking to create a true home court advantage. You know, Steve Ballmer spent a shit ton of money on a new stadium. You could buy a shit ton of clappers with that money, give everybody a clapper. Now we have something a little more intimidating than the wall, you know? So I think that plays a huge part in their success. You're 100% correct. It definitely seemed like there was more Pacer fans in attendance for Game 7 than there was at any other game in the series. So the rich Pacer fans came out in full attendance. Dude, they had Reggie Miller sitting like 5 rows up. Yo, it's fucking Reggie Miller.
What about Adam Silver was like 18 rows up. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Can we get these guys front row seats?
Yeah.
That blew my mind.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's that oil money sitting in the first 5 rows.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Silver couldn't even fucking touch their... Bro.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They're covering the bill.
That was crazy. Dude, let's talk a little bit about the Thunder too, man, because I know that, and that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people let off with the Pacers, which is why I think they're going to be the most memorable loser. Mm-hmm. Where you think of them first. Like, dude, even the 73-win Warrior team, it was Cleveland winning a title in 50 years. It was LeBron returning. Like, I think of 2016, I think of the Cavs.
Yeah.
So like this one is going to be something, but you know, you gotta show love to the Thunder. They've done it the right way. Like if people don't like superstar teams and people buddying up, it's like they did it the right way. They accumulated a bunch of assets. Their best players have all been drafted by them. Sam Presti's been there forever. He finally gets validation by doing it the way he's done it. They still have a shitload of picks and assets. And then they hit on trading Giddey, who's supposed to be like Giddey and SGA moving forward. And then like, well, this guy gets like 40. We should turn the team over to him. Let's get Caruso. Yeah. Grizzled vet, plays in big moments, not afraid of big moments. And then Jalen Williams as well, too. So they did it all the right way. I think it caps off an unbelievable season for SGA. Led the league in scoring, NBA MVP, All-NBA first team, NBA Finals MVP, NBA champion. This is like an all-time run that SGA was on. And now the question becomes, can they do it again? Right now they're plus 220 to win the title next year. The next favorite, if you had to guess, who's the next favorite?
It's going to make you, I feel like it might be the Knicks.
You're very close. And it was the Knicks prior to Durant getting traded.
And now it's Houston.
Wow. So your top 6, Thunder plus 250, Rockets plus 750, Knicks and Pacers 9-1, Cavaliers 11-1, and then 14-1 are the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Oklahoma City Thunder at the start of the year were 10-1 to win the finals. They're the favorite to repeat and a significant favorite, right? I feel like I've done this the last 3 years. But when you look at, they can go out and get like, I'm just throwing the first name that can, like a Bam Adebayo, right? If Miami's going to sell,
Right.
they can give out a package to bring him in because they're still not paying Chet. They're not paying Jalen Williams yet. A lot of these guys on like 1 or 2 year deal, for rookie or second year deals. But then again, right? Like as I say this, I'm thinking of Tatum, bro. Like we thought Tatum was indestructible, and then he got hurt randomly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like to me, it's like, bro, you can't bank on getting back there again.
Mm-mm. You just got to keep collecting stars, and don't think that the core that you have right now can repeat.
Yeah.
Jalen Williams, J-Dub, in the game last night, like, bro, the first half was pretty abysmal. I was very happy that I had taken his under, because there's times where I'm willing to give him the props of this is the Jaylen Brown to Shea being the Jason Tatum. But then, like, Jaylen Brown wouldn't disappear in halves like how Jalen Williams did last night. And I do think they're a great 1-2 combo. Chet's definitely has to take a step forward, in my opinion, offensive scoring wise, where when those two guys can't figure it out or get to the rim, you got to be consistent with that, elbow jumper, popping out for the threes. And it's not like he isn't already doing that, but it's just leveling up the consistency and making, the offense confident that this is what should be happening. I don't think they should be a 2-1 favorite heading into next year. I think this is a wild line. Like, if you're an OKC fan, definitely hold off till the season starts and all these moves keep being made, because once NBA free agency kicks off, they'll float back up to 5-6-1.
Yeah, I also think it's just hard to repeat, bro. It's just so difficult to repeat. You need everything to go your way. You need to stay healthy. Like, there's a bunch of shit, right? I think that, this Durant trade, right? And I think that's a cool way to segue into this. Durant goes to the Rockets. They don't really give up anything crazy. They give up Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, a first-round pick, and 5 future second-round picks. Congrats. Like, all right, Jalen Green, I think they watched the playoffs and they were like, all right, he had that one game where he had like 35 or more. Like, he almost had, I think it was like 38 or 39 points he had against the Warriors. And everything else was single digits. Just a non-factor. They get out from the contract that they gave him, and they keep Sengun. Jabari Smith is still there. I think the front court is going to be dope. I'm going to bet him to win defensive player of the year next year, 100%. And this is a team that, they were the 2 seed, bro. And sometimes you forget. They kind of remind me of how I felt about Memphis a couple years ago, where like they were the 2 seed and people were forgetting that this team was so good just because they got bounced in the playoffs. I like this move because Durant is 37, right? So like, you're kind of trying to win now, but you're not giving up too much for down the road.
Yeah.
You have to give up Jalen Green, but again, it's not.
He was one of those people that was on and off.
And Phoenix was not going to make this trade unless they got a player like that. Correct. So I think Thompson really emerged this year, and especially in the playoffs, where he's a guy that you definitely want to build with. So that's how I felt about it. Now, should they be the second favorites? No, I think sports books love it when there's a massive trade and people immediately start betting them, which is what happened with the Lakers when they got Luka. Skyrocketed. So to me, the Rockets were in contention prior because they were linked to like Giannis, right? They were linked to getting one of these guys. Them, the Spurs were in that bubble too. And bro, if you look at it, the Spurs are 16-1 to win the title. I feel like they should be 35-1. They might know something.
Agreed.
They might know that, like, hey, maybe Giannis is coming. Maybe a Devin Booker, right? Because I think Phoenix is going to fire sale.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Maybe Jaren Jackson with
Memphis.
With Memphis. I think that might be a fire sale too. So I think sometimes that jumps out to me when I look at some numbers. I'm like, what do they know, bro?
Yeah.
What do they know? Remember like when out of nowhere, Brady went to the Bucks. You looked and you're like, why is Tampa 20-1? Should be 80. Oh, then the report comes out. Oh, one of the teams Brady might go to is Tampa. Oh, okay. He ain't going to Chicago. He's gonna go to Tampa, and that's what it was. So, can I tell you a team that I like?
Yeah,
next year, way too early, especially when you look at the East. Right, Damian Lillard's gonna be out. What's gonna happen with Giannis in Milwaukee? Who the fuck is coaching the Knicks? We still don't know that. Cleveland, I think they could be a team that might move a piece or two. Tatum is out for the year. Now Haliburton's out.
The Magic should be competitive.
I like the Magic getting Bane. Their starting lineup potentially next year, Suggs, who they didn't have for the majority of the year, Bane, Franz Wagner, Paolo, Wendell Carter Jr. They got Anthony Black off the bench. I love this move, man. I love this move. I think it gives them a 3-and-D guy.
Yep.
I think but if you just look at like, bro, the Magic this year should have been like a 55-win team. Just Paolo missed some time, then Wagner missed some time, then Suggs missed some time. Like, bro, this team, I'll tell you this, next year, one of the best we're going to make, them to be the 1 seed. Probably get like plus 700, plus 800, just regular season. I think that's definitely a nice one.
The East is wide open.
That's what I'm saying. So then, wide like, open. if you're Milwaukee and Giannis, you're like, well, maybe we won't be as bad. Because if you think about it, he's the best player in the East right now. Like, not even debatable, I don't think.
Yeah, still playing.
So if you're saying you're Milwaukee, you're like, I'm not gonna trade him, bro. Look at the East right now. So it just opens up a lot of things. And I know it's unfortunate because these guys all got hurt, but it's just something that definitely makes it really intriguing as we head into what you're saying. Like, NBA free agency is going to start next week.
Yeah.
You know, the draft is this week. Draft is in like 3 days. Wednesday night, I think it is the draft. So 2 nights. And then before you know it, who's going to get traded on the trade deadline? Remember, Ray Allen got traded on trade deadline. Like, a lot of times guys get moved. So it's going to be fun. But is there any thoughts you have on these 2 trades? I feel like you didn't really comment too much on it. I was just going off.
No, bro. I think I'm soaking it in just like how you laid it out there. Pause. But the Houston one is interesting to me. Like, Kevin Durant doesn't move the needle for me anymore. It just doesn't. I know he's a walking bucket, but he's proven to be a consistent liability on the defensive end for a majority of his career. He only cared when he was in Golden State, and that's the best we ever got of him. But I didn't think that Houston team was, you know, needing a guy of that nature, right? Everybody can say, like, a Giannis is the ideal game changer that I feel like could have made that team a little more competitive. It would have changed the way that Şengün played, and you could have, you know, you might have had to part ways with him if that was the case. But anyways, I'm just waiting for the big blow up, you know? Like, what's the first thing that's going to happen in Houston that derails this, what is supposed to be a really good plan? But the sports books are stealing money, Nick. Like 10-1, or what do you say, 7-1? They just want everybody's money right now as quickly as possible to make you think like you're missing something, and you just aren't. And the Desmond Bane one scares me because I had said this when the Magic were playing the Celtics. Like, bro, I still feel this way. Had the Pacers and the Magic played in a series, I think it goes 7. I think the Magic were that good of a team. And this is a player that is a true dog on the court. Alpha, kind of like, I feel like the Magic don't necessarily have that. Like, Paolo isn't a get in your face type. He does it, but not like to the levels that Bane will be. He reminds me a lot of Marcus Smart, and in the best ways possible. And so I think they got a winner.
Bro, let me tell you something about Paolo. He's a fucking animal. You know, I think I'm going to bet him for MVP next year. He's 100-1. If I think they're going to be a top 3 seed,
He'll be in contention.
they could win like 55 games.
He doesn't do load management shit. He's still
He's
young.
he's like
I
fucking
know, Nick.
21.
You gotta ask the question these days.
No, I feel you. I feel you. No, 100%. But like,
Because that shit fucked me over when I had Donovan Mitchell the first year he went with the Cavs, had an MVP season, and literally played.
he wasn't eligible
60
for the amount of games.
And I had him at like 40-1. I was like, oh, this fucking sucks.
Yeah. No, that's a very fair point, right? That's a very fair point. And just to preview it, the favorite is Jokic, followed by SGA. So it's 2-1 and then plus 250. Then you have Giannis and Luka at 8-1. Then you got Anthony Edwards at 10-1. And then you have Wemby, 18-1. And then you have Cade Cunningham, who Pistons might be a player too, bro.
Yeah, no, dude, Combo put us on.
Yeah, he did. And then my buddy Josh back home, shouts to Josh. He's a big Pistons fan. And after every game the Pacers won, it's a picture photoshopped of Cade Cunningham holding the trophy. And he's like, it's destiny. I still think they should have beat the Knicks, to be honest. I think they should have beat the Knicks. And I'm blanking. I think either Durden or Ivy was injured this year for them too. So they'll get him back. And Cade just continuing to improve. I think they're going to be another team that's going to be really interesting. But Paolo, 100-1. If I think they could be a top 3 seed, and if he plays and coming off a year that he just had, I think that's going to be a player too, man. I think they're going to be a player.
I really like that.
Yeah,
100-1 jumps out. It makes my eyes go, want. 100-1. Don't be an idiot. $5.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to the Thunder.
Yes.
This now makes it, in the last 25 years, 21 of the 25 champions have been a top 6 favorite. So again, what we listed before, your champion is probably going to be Thunder, Rockets, Knicks, Pacers, Cavs, Wolves. Now, I know I said 5, but 3 of them have the same odds.
Right.
So if we're going on the differential of the odds, it's going to be one of those teams.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Last 7 years, 7 different NBA champions.
Yeah. So not a good streak
No,
for a Thunder backer.
Correct.
Yeah.
I forgot what else I was going to leave off with on basketball. I'm not going to miss it that much, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm ready for football.
Oh, I'm definitely ready.
Like the end of the basketball season end of football season, depression, because March Madness isn't right away and I have to like wait for good basketball. End of basketball season, bro, I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more fired up.
Oh yeah.
This time span, it's shorter than the basketball time span for me. So I'm ready for this shit.
Oh fuck yeah, man. And once again, congrats to the Thunder. What is it?
Yeah. I was going to say the Thunder don't know how to party, and that's a real issue. The whole not being able to open champagne bottles and the lack of like, they really don't like have anybody on the team that's not, that's like a wild card, you know? You need a wild card on the team.
You know what else jumped out to me too? I think it was Jalen Williams was like, I've never had a sip of alcohol. Now, we need to define that really, right? Because like I tell people, I don't drink.
Right.
Drink maybe once a month. So like...
Yeah, I mean, I literally think he thinks his body's a temple.
For sure,
He's definitely tried it before, but now it's like, okay, cameras are in your face. You're supposed to have a great time, fucking let loose. And it looked like they were in bed like a couple hours later. Just getting ready for next year's chip, dude. Maybe this is what greatness is.
Yeah.
Greatness is boring.
Greatness is boring.
Greatness is boring, bro.
Tom Brady.
Boring.
Pretty boring.
Boring. Belichick was in the film room the next day watching film. Come on now.
Yeah.
No celebrating. Greatness is boring. And so when you see this dynasty inbound,
it makes sense.
It does.
It'll make sense, yeah. Before we go to Patreon, yo, Jory, is the game still going? It's 2-2? Blow the whistle, bro. It's over? It ended? Hey, Inter Miami, baby, plus 170. Shout out to the Discord. Shout out to a couple people that I tweeted this out too. Listen, bro, something happens in soccer. whenever it's international play, happens more so in like Euro Cups and World Cups and shit like that. A lot of players play together, like on club teams.
Mm-hmm.
It don't really officially happen, but it might be like, yo, with a draw, we're both good, right? Yeah, we both qualify. All right. They scored 2 goals in the last 10 minutes to tie it at 2-2. I think some friendly shit was going on. That's all I'm saying.
Dude.
And listen, the sports books caught on to this because it was plus 170. Usually draws in soccer
Or plus 300.
plus 210s, plus 280s. And 2-2. Jory, my favorite scoreline in soccer, bro, 2-2. Whenever 2 good teams play, I didn't bet it. It was like 20-1, by the way. But I love the draw, and I always like when it's 2 really good teams, you bet 2-2. So
I like this.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
Patreon.com/veterans minimum. Remember, $1 a month. That's all we're fucking asking for to bring us to the promised land. We want a $10K a month Patreon. We're going to do that $1 a month. Shout out to all of you supporting the Patreon. Okay, George, I want to end with this.
Yes.
Funny, serious, concerning. Your thoughts. Travis Hunter, who I think we should bet to win offensive and defensive rookie of the year, because it's like one of those things where like we have to bet Cooper DeJean to get an interception as a white DB. Might never happen again. And
Right.
it did. 13-1. Shout out to the Discord. I think you can get like 70-1 if you parlay the 2. Offensive and defensive rookie of the year.
Damn.
It's literally a generational potential bet, right? Like I think we just have to for the brand. We got to just do it.
Yeah.
Right? If you could parlay
God,
both of
that's
them,
wild.
you got to do it. But he got married, didn't sign a prenup. What are your thoughts?
Hey, you should have listened to the old heads that were sitting you down, bro. Listen to me. I know you are making crazy money, and you're making way more money than the people that are sitting you down having these conversations. Doesn't mean that they're not right. And it doesn't matter how much money you make in your career. This is one of those lessons that you're going to now have to learn the hard way. If you listen to Veterans Minimum, which is honestly Travis Hunter's first biggest flaw, he would have known that you always write everything in your mother's name and you get prenups. So that way shit isn't confusing when it inevitably goes sour. The relationship is
Heavily criticized.
great way of putting that. 100%.
A polite way of putting it, yes.
Yes. And I think that will weigh on them. The impact that CBS, Fox, ESPN will have on your relationship as they zoom in every single game to see her reaction. If she's not on the ball, it causes rifts at home. We don't cash our offensive and defensive rookie of the year bet. That'll suck. But it will suck even worse for Travis Hunter losing a good deal of his shit if things go sour here.
Man, it is, if you just read the comments, if you just like read former athletes commenting on this, I always like to look at people that are older than me as like a cheat code, sort of like a time machine, because they lived longer. They've lived experiences that I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
So I always like to ask someone that's successful. I'll be like, yo, what would you do at 34, knowing what you know now? Like, what do you wish you would have done, right? Pretty generic, basic question, but man, it's pretty eye-opening. I listen to those people, especially if I respect them and they're successful and they're where I want to be. It's like, oh, okay. Deion Sanders was his coach. He has said it. Deion Sanders brought Brittany Renner to talk to the team so they could understand how women move, right? There's an age difference too. She's like 30. He's 21, 22. You're seeing it now with Yamal, who plays for Barcelona, the wonder kid. He's 17 years old. He's been seen with like a 30-year-old. And they're like, yo, just be careful, right? So I hope everyone's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Dream scenario. I hope everyone's wrong. I hope they're in love forever and they stay forever. Me personally, you're signing a prenup. you ain't make one edit. You're not going to take half my shit. And it's going to be under Hakimi-isms.
Yes.
It's going to be under Mom Dukes. Israel Adesanya did the same thing.
Recently.
A
couple of weeks ago, she tried to get all her shit.
Yeah. And guess what? They weren't even married in Australia or New Zealand, wherever he's from. I apologize. It's like if you date for a certain amount of time, she's entitled.
Yeah.
Now she had to pay him because he technically had nothing.
She's from Australia?
I believe so, yeah. And the other thing, a girl will tell you, because I've had friends that have been in this situation. A girl will tell you, like, you don't believe in us? You don't trust us? No, I don't.
Yeah.
This is me talking. No, I don't. I don't trust it. Because you know how many friends I had that I was like, bro, till the end. Now when we see each other, can't stand each other. You don't know what happens tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't know. And yo, guess what? Maybe the perspective is different as a guy, but like if I was dating a super successful girl and she was like, hey man, you need to sign a prenup, I'd be like, yeah, I'm cool with it. It's fine.
For sure.
Like I feel like that's fair. Now, if I get married and we start a business or everything after that, cool. I feel like you should be entitled to something.
Mm-hmm.
We start a business together or whatever it might be. Yeah, I'm cool. But the things before, come on now. I ain't doing all that. I feel like it's crazy. And no, I don't trust it. I'm not going to bring up stats like, you know, these fucking losers that go on. They're like, oh, 76.8% or like all that weird shit. You know, a lot of these like crypto bros and entrepreneur bros, they just start using big words to confuse us. Like, listen, I went to public school in New York City. Dumb it down for me, bro. Dumb it down for me. For me,
we don't need stats.
Yeah,
we have street smarts. This is a common sense situation in which why does everybody want to get married? That's bro, I told you, it's like start an argument with this take. It's weddings suck and they're stupid and you just got a lot of money. This is a prime example, bro, of what she's trying to do in the long run. You just got a fucking bag and a half and you have been getting money at Colorado. I'm not saying this is his first huge lump sum. She wanted to spend $150,000 of it immediately. 10x that. And that's what, you know, is going to happen if you fuck up on the reverse end. And Travis Hunter, though, here's the thing. Honestly, I think even if she was vindictive and was like fucking around on him and was like, oh, I'm going to get him to divorce me so then that way I can steal half. Something tells me that Travis Hunter would be like, no, I'm fine with that. I still love you. Like, if the rumors are true that he was staying in the car and she was inside at parties, that's some cuckish type of behavior. But he's really good at ball. Like, I just connotate, like, maybe he's just the one guy that's like, the main thing's the main thing.
Sure.
You know, she's number two. I'm going to go, you know, be a fucking Hall of Famer undoubtedly in the next 5 years. That's all I care about. So I don't know. It's interesting. I like him a lot. I really do. I think people are giving him mad shit, bro. All this dancing at practice and people are like freaking out. It's, bro, I find it comical. If I was the best player on an NFL team, I'd be dancing my ass off at practice. I'd be having a blast.
Yeah.
You're in Jacksonville. Amazing.
Yeah. Check this out. Top 5 most expensive athlete divorces.
Oh, I like this.
Coming in at number 1, the GOAT, MJ, $168 million. It's like 3 months of sneaker sales. He'll be fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
Right? Number 2, familiar name on the pod, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods came in. It says roughly 100 million. Number 3, Greg Norman. Shout out to golf.
Golfer.
She walked away with $103 million.
Mrs. Norman. That's also a clothing company. She got half of.
Dwayne Wade, high school sweetheart. She settled for a yearly pension of $300,000.
Yearly?
Yeah.
Oh, it isn't that bad.
It's not too bad. Now it probably sucks.
Did it just go from 100 million to 300,000?
Well, so here's the thing, right? It says ended up shelling out around $5 million.
Okay.
plus a yearly pension of $300,000. Now, yeah, it's not $100 million,
For
but
sure.
it's
She's got
you
the
know, it
Bobby
should be
Bonilla deal. She's gonna be
yeah,
getting
lifetime
paid to
deal.
fucking-
Just
that's awesome.
yeah, and then Lance Armstrong, a whopping $24 million.
Damn, bro.
So yeah, there you have it. There you have it. It could be expensive. It could be expensive. I'm not going to mention the player. I'll tell you off there. I have a friend of a friend of a friend. I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, Nick.
He is dating a really attractive young lady. They've been together for a while. This athlete got hurt within the last 2 years. He is on a rookie contract. I'm not going to mention the sport. He's on a rookie contract. Good luck Googling this. There's been hundreds of injuries across the board. He had a really serious injury. Through a friend of a friend, the girl was devastated, not because of the injury, was devastated that he hasn't signed that big bag yet. And now, fast forward, them two are heading towards a wedding. So evil world we live out there, bro.
Wow.
Trying to come up off a check.
That's nuts.
Does she love him, or was she upset that like, yo, this guy hasn't signed for 200 yet?
I mean, obviously,
It's a sick place, bro.
She wants his success. She's upset.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
yeah.
it's a sick place.
Is
I
it?
would
No,
just.
it's,
But yo,
it's-
here's
it
the
all
other thing.
makes sense.
You know what really upsets me, and we'll end with this. Because like Yamal is 17, this girl is 30. Travis Hunter is 21, 22, she's 30. It's like dating an older woman kind of thing, right? Like how could these kids be so stupid? Bro, listen. When I was 20, if I was worth $200 million and my celebrity dream girl ever, Trish Stratus, was DMing me,
We're taking a private jet.
I also think I'm probably not pulling out.
Oh,
what
no.
I'm saying.
No, bro, come on.
So
now.
she's
That's-
trapping me.
Are you trapping her? I don't know.
I'm just saying, bro.
For sure.
These dudes are fucking in teenagers a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And now they got some money. The girl that was once so fucking unobtainable to her is now at the same party as them. They live in the same fucking community. They're DMing them. And now it's like, bro, I was fucking cranking my shit to you. Now you're DMing me. I'm saying like, look, I'm not saying that I did these acts. I'm just saying what could possibly be happening.
No, that's hilarious.
So like, yo, if fucking
It's funny.
my dream girl growing up, like, yo, I used to fucking fantasize about this chick. Now she's DMing me. Like, yeah, that's why these dudes be falling for it. And they still look great. Nowadays, like, girls be in their 40s looking like fucking 27-year-olds. They look great.
Oh, I know. Botox is the greatest thing.
Botox,
that's ever
your
existed.
doctors,
I'm pro
nutrition.
Botox.
How about hard work in the gym? How dare you immediately go to that?
No, I'm a realist, bro. I'm a realist.
We
I
live-
don't like it when the girls do
We
it.
live in the artificial city of the world, too.
Yeah, when the girls do it though, between like 18 to like 25, 28, I'm like, come on, you're still young. Like, you don't
Yeah,
need
yeah,
fucking all this extra
Yeah.
shit. I do like titties. Not a big fan of the fake asses.
Nah, I can't do
Like,
a fake ass.
yeah, I mean-
fake tits is cool.
I know it was funny.
Guys, fake tits in the control room, thumbs up. Of course. Oh, we got 2 thumbs up.
Of course.
Yeah, I couldn't see the other one, but yeah, we got 2 thumbs up. Yeah, and the ass, I don't like it, bro. I don't like the ass. It got to be like, I need your ass to be like proportioned to your body.
For sure.
You know, you can't look like an ant.
No.
Shit is weird.
I could tell. You got to hit your like workout legs. It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process. Well, good luck to all athletes and celebrities, and just know that whoever the future +1 is going to be, we hollering prenup. We want prenup.
We want prenup. That's
Yeah,
it, bro.
That's it. It's going to be under my mom's assets. So go take it up with her. Good luck. She's a crazy bitch. I love you, Mom.
You're getting nothing.
All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. Please rate, review, subscribe, follow, tell your friend, tell your girlfriend, tell your ex. Maybe they're still degenerates,
Mm-hmm.
right? Follow us on all social media outlets at Veterans Minimum. George, where can they find you?
If you could find me, you win. We've added 2 new social media accounts also for VM. We have a Snapchat account and we have a Blue Sky account. So if you have Snapchat or you got Blue Sky, give us a follow there too. And that's it. We out. Peace.
I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be killed.